What is up, YouTube? Wisdom for the Wayward Soul here. Some of you guys might have followed me here from TikTok, and some of you might be seeing me for the first time. If you are seeing me for the first time, or you're coming from TikTok, please like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell notification, because more videos will be coming. I also have my link tree somewhere down there, and it'll have my TikTok and information and stuff like that if you want to follow me on other platforms. So without further ado, today I'm doing a pick a card reading. I've got 3 stacks of cards. I pulled some cards already, put some crystals on top of them. So I'm gonna post a picture here in a second. I'm going to let you guys choose which stack sort of calls to you, which stack resonates with you. And I should be able to put some timestamps in the video so you don't have to like wait for your card if you like pick stack 3 or something like that. So without further ado, here's group 1, 2, and 3. So if you picked group 1, these are your cards. Now, for those of you that have chosen Group 1, we have Resilience, Sarah and Avalon, and the Child card. And this is all about inner child work, going on this journey of self-healing. And we have a lot of evidence to support that this is a healing journey, particularly in the Resilience and the Sarah and Avalon cards. Elementally speaking, there's a lot of earth in the Resilience card. So there's this idea of grounding and regrounding. And in the Sarah and Avalon card, we have this water element and this air element that's become involved. Water by way of the canal that's behind her, and air by way of the sort of the humidity and the fog that's in there. Now, what's interesting about this is if you look at this from a symbolic perspective, fog, dense clouds, stuff like that, it's usually indicative of hesitation or maybe even confusion. And these could be some very real challenges that you might face on this sort of journey of healing, working on your inner child, working on finding and healing your inner child. You know, she has these strands of hair that look like DNA. So there's this idea that this is a very intrinsic journey. It's sort of ingrained in you in that way. We do have some hidden tarology here by way of the staff that she's holding. And this can be referenced to the Ace of Wands in Tarot, which is, again, about new things, new opportunities, new growths. And with the wands themselves being a fire element, there's this idea that it's going to be very emotional, a very passionate experience and undertaking. And at the end of the day, this is going to be something that we're doing to emotionally fulfill us. We're doing to heal us, to mend ourselves. It's not, we're not doing this for anybody else. And the progression that this path takes is so interesting because we start with the Resilience card, who looks like a teenager to me. And then we go into this more adult female type of card with Sarah and Avalon. And then we finish with the Child. So there's sort of this idea that these memories and these healing steps that we're taking are not necessarily chronological. It seems like we're starting here as the adult female, as this version of ourselves that is in the middle, and we're tracking that back to our teenage years and using our teenage years as sort of a doorway or a gateway to access our inner child. So in a way, it's sort of this idea of taking the sum of the experiences that we've felt up until this point and sort of applying those and using those and that wisdom that we've gained over the years to sort of break down and digest things that might have happened to us when we were teenagers. You know, in teenage years, you might have developed a lot of these coping mechanisms, or experienced these traumas that has sort of separated you from your inner child a little bit. And a lot of you might want to get back to that. But ultimately, this is a spread of healing, and it is a spread of hope. If you look at this Child card, she's sort of looking up, and she's very hopeful. There might even be a sense of adoration there. Maybe you feel as if she's looking at you as the adult version of her. But this is definitely an inner child spread, guys. So if you're seeing this, if you picked group 1, it's time to do some inner child work or continue along the journey that you've already started. Moving on to group number 2. We have a good old-fashioned love reading for you guys in group 2. So these cards are all about commitment. Maybe you're in a committed relationship, or you have somebody in mind and you're looking to get into a committed relationship. Whatever the situation is, this is about commitment, and more importantly, the prerequisites to a committed relationship. And really, there is only one make or break prerequisite to a relationship, and that is self-love. We have to be able to love and understand ourselves to give love to others, at least when speaking in a healthy manner. This relationship is about encouraging you to seek love and give love. And it's encouraging you to go out there and, put effort into meaningful connections and relationships. But at the end of the day, it's also encouraging you to give that same energy to yourself, to give that same love to yourself. Looking at these cards, you are most likely a very giving person of your time, of your energy, of your love. And not everybody's the same. Sometimes people might want to take advantage of that. Sometimes people might not even know how to handle that. So this is the idea of taking the time to really become confident in who you are. It's the time to take an inventory and decide what you want out of a committed relationship, what you want from somebody, and what you don't want. If you're in a relationship right now, it might be time to evaluate that relationship. What's going good? What do we need to work on? Relationships are always evolving, guys. And if there's a problem in a relationship, the best thing you can do early on is to just communicate and try to tackle that problem. There's a lot of air and water elements in here, and that is all about effective communication. And if you are with a partner that does not have the capacity or the willingness to communicate in this way, or if you yourself don't have the capacity or willingness to communicate in this way, that might be something to look at. And some of you guys might not even be happy with the relationship that you're currently in if you're in a relationship. We have this courtship card, and you see she's kind of looking off into the distance. She's looking towards this dark mirror card, but ultimately she's looking long into the future. She's looking at the follow your heart card. And this is this idea of the romance, the relationship that they want, the connection that they crave, and that they might not be getting with their current partner. And this is why taking an inventory right now is so important. You need to decide if you want to fix things or if you want to move on. And if you're single, again, this is this idea of looking towards that end game, that follow your heart card. And again, figuring out what you want and what you don't want, what your ideal romance is. But it's important to remember that ideal will not always be matched. In a perfect world, it would be great to have all the qualities that you want in a partner. But compromise, it's important. So you should definitely have some deal breakers. You should definitely have some hard boundaries in there, but be willing to be flexible. Somebody might have a lot of qualities that you really look for in a partner, and then they have a couple that just irritate you. But that doesn't mean the relationship wouldn't be successful or that you wouldn't be happy. So you group 2 people have a lot to think about in terms of love and romance. That was a kind of a heavy reading that I had to condense a little bit there. So for sure, I wish you guys the best of luck. Moving on to group 3. All right, if you pick group 3, this one's all yours. All right, for those of you in group 3, this looks to be the makings of one heck of a career reading. A lot of you out there might be getting burnt out in your current occupation. You might need a break. You might need some type of vacation. You might need to do something to sort of offset the stress of the work that you're doing. We can see this in the Cleanse and Restore Yourself card, right? And a lot of you might also be considering entrepreneurial pursuits with the Goddess Sovereignty card. It's about becoming your own sovereign. It's about stepping in to your own power, channeling and harnessing your own magic. We have the infinity symbol in the cup there, so it's sort of this idea of a cycle that might be ongoing or beginning. And with this Ace of Cups card, again, we have this hidden tarology reference to the Ace of Cups. It's this idea of new opportunities for emotional fulfillment, and a lot of you might want to be independent, might want to be on your own. I get the sense that you guys in group 3 here don't like punching other people's clocks. You don't like making other people's dreams come true. You want to make your own dreams come true. I feel like you guys are very inventive. I feel like you guys are very ambitious. And it's time to channel those qualities. Because what you're doing now is not working. And it shows in this occupation card. It pays the bills, but you're not happy. And that's where this detox comes in. So if you are not in a position where you can pursue entrepreneurial aspects, taking the time to offset some of the stresses from work is going to be super, super important for you guys right now. But saving up and taking opportunities to sort of go out on your own, to sort of follow these entrepreneurial pursuits, is going to be the best thing for you. Because at the end of the day, you guys that picked Group 3 are trailblazers, and it's time to put your work out there. It's time to put yourself out there. This can apply to artists, tarot readers, anything that involves a creative aspect here. There's a lot of focus on creativity. There's a lot of focus on really earthy undertones. So it's very important to stay grounded as you're pursuing these things. So we want to think about things logically. We want to do things rationally, so to speak. We don't want to do everything with pure intuition. But it's important to trust your intuition, trust your gut, and to make those hard decisions to get to where you want to be. It's time to invest in your future. It's simply time to get out there. So this reading was a little shorter. It was a lot more clear-cut than some of the obscure topics of the other cards. This is very much a get it together type of reading. Go after what you want and don't settle for anything less. So regardless of what pile you picked, I hope that these readings were helpful for you guys and you were able to glean a little bit of insight from them. Again, I'm going to post this and try to put the timestamps down in the comments below. So if you liked this and you want to see more of this kind of content, give me a comment, a like, share this video, subscribe, hit that bell, and check me out on TikTok. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will catch you soon.